Hi, hello. Yes, it's NK here once again. Welcome to my channel. It's our book reading challenge day. We are on day 60. Today marks 2 months. I mean, 60 days of book reading. I just feel like screaming. Wow. I'm so glad that we've been doing this for 2 months, like consistently. I know that, in between the 60 days, I've got like mostly Sundays where maybe 1, 2, or 3 Sundays where I was not available. So some weeks it was 6 days, and for most of the weeks it was 7 days. Yeah. So those Sundays where I would not be on YouTube, I would be on Facebook because I usually have, you know, Facebook events. I host Facebook events, you know, some Saturdays. Yeah. Some Saturdays. No, sorry. I think I would not Sundays. I was absent for some Saturdays. Yeah, because my Facebook events were mostly held on Saturdays. So, in order for me not to, because you have to, manage your data, phone battery, everything, all those things like that. So, yeah, so I just have to pick one whenever I have, Facebook events. But apart from that, I think we're done a great job. I mean, 60 days. Yeah, we've done a great job. And I just want to say thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone, who continues to be a support here, for us. You guys uphold me here. Without you guys, I don't think we would have started this book reading challenge or would have continued to this point. So, without you guys, this challenge won't be alive. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you. I don't know you, you don't know me, but we've been building each other up for days now, and I'm so glad with the amount of growth we've achieved. Yeah, so thank you guys. We're still on the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Who wants to be rich? Who loves to be rich? I mean, I don't think I've heard anyone who says they don't like money or they don't value money. I don't think I've heard anyone who says that. I mean, in as much as there's still some things that you can't buy with money, but there are many things you can buy with money. Okay, so even as a Christian, even if you're a minister of the gospel, like full time, you know, money is still something to appreciate, still something that you need. Okay, so yes, this is our day 10 of reading Think and Grow Rich and Napoleon, and it has been great so far. Yesterday, we learned about, persistence, persistence, which is the sustained persistence is the sustained effort necessary to induce. So we learned that persistence is an essential factor in the procedure of transmuting desire into its monetary value. I mean, equivalent. The basis of persistence is the power of will. Okay, so that's where persistence comes from. So, whenever you lack persistence, it means that you have a low power of will. When you have a high, level of persistence, it means you have, a strong willpower. Okay, so willpower and desire, when properly combined, makes an irresistible pair. People or men who accumulate great fortunes are generally known as cold-blooded and sometimes ruthless. Often they are misunderstood. What they have is willpower, which they mix with persistence and place back of their desires to ensure the attainment of their objectives. So, majority of the people are ready to throw their aims and purposes overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition or misfortune. Sometimes we, if you carry on despite all opposition until they attain their goal. These few are the Fords, Carnegies, Rockefellers, Edisons. I'm sure you heard of Thomas Edison, you know, the man who tried for, I mean, about 10,000 times in order to create the incandescent, you know, light bulb. So, you know, what Napoleon Hill is trying to say here is that, you know, many a times people who actually, you know, fall victim to misfortunes give up at the slightest defeat or the slightest failure. They give up. Yeah, that's what he's trying to tell us here. So if you want to be rich, if you want to be successful in life, you have to be persistent. If it fails, try again. Change, remodify your plans. Try, just make sure you try again, because quitters never win and winners never quit. Period. So yeah, so the starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. So before you can be persistent about anything, you need to have a desire for that thing. Okay? Yeah. So the lack, Napoleon, he says lack of persistence is one of the major causes of failure. Fortune gravitates to men whose minds have been prepared to attract them, just as surely as water gravitates to the ocean. Okay, so if you find you are weak in persistence, center your attention upon the instructions contained in the chapter on power. Surround yourself with a mastermind. Yeah, Napoleon Hill, you know, he gives us, you know, a tip on how to be able to, you know, maintain that, you know, willpower, that strong willpower, you know, or persistence, having a high level of persistence. And one of the factors by which you can be able to, you know, sustain your persistence is having a master group or mastermind group. Okay, so a group that, you know, harmoniously, you know, have that genuine sympathy, you know, for your purpose. You know, they are willing to support you. They understand where you're going, your direction. They're willing to go miles with you. They're willing to contribute to your purpose. That's your mastermind group. That's your mastermind group. So through the cooperative efforts of the members of the group, you can develop persistence. So whenever you feel low, whenever you feel down or demotivated, there's know how. If you have a mastermind group where each and everyone, you know, they are aligned with, you know, fulfilling certain objectives or purpose, they will surely try to lift you up. They will surely try to be a shoulder for you to lean on. Okay, so be persistent no matter how slowly you may at first have to move. Okay, you know, as humans, we want, you know, sometimes we want the results to come fast. We want it fast paced, you know, but not it can't happen the way we want most times. Okay, yeah, so sometimes when, you know, particularly for example like startup businesses or organizations, we see them growing slowly. Okay, but you don't look at it as a slow growth, you look at it as a step each day, each step each day. And if you continue on it, you see yourself making giant strides, you know, in days, in months, in weeks, in years. But if you quit and say like, oh, this business isn't for me, or this business is not going to work, it won't work because your mind has already been made up. Okay, so be persistent no matter how slowly you may at first have to move. So Napoleon Hill also tells us there is no substitute for persistence. It cannot be supplanted by any other quality. Remember this, and it will hearten you in the beginning. When the going may seem difficult and slow, those who have cultivated the habit of persistence seem to enjoy insurance against failure. No matter how many times they are defeated, they finally arrive towards the top of the ladder. Yeah, so, you know, yesterday Napoleon Hill gives some, like about four ways to which you can be able to develop persistence. He talks about having a definite purpose backed up by burning desire to make sure it is fulfilled. Number two, have a definite plan. Okay, a definite plan of action to fulfilling that desire. Number three, a mind closed tightly against all negativity or discouraging influences, be it from friends or even from family. 4, have a friendly alliance with one or more persons who will encourage you to follow through with your plan and purpose. So those are the 4 steps by Napoleon Hill on how to develop persistence. So today we're going to be talking, we're going to be delving into another step, because all these chapters have their steps to which you can be able to, attain that, your goal, becoming rich, becoming successful. Anybody can wish for riches, and most people do, but only if you know that a definite plan plus a burning desire for wealth are the only dependable means of accumulating wealth. Okay, so desire, planning, okay, imagination. We've learned about specialized knowledge, and this persistence. We also learned about faith. Okay, so these are steps through which you can be able to master. You need to master them in order for you to be successful. All right, so I'm gonna go off mic, and when I return, I'll share what I've learned in our chapter for today. We are on chapter 11. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, chapter 11. So please, if you have a book, I encourage you. But I'm sure you've got books. I'm sure you've got books staring at you. They're on your tables and your bookshelves. If you've got a book, I encourage you, pick a book and let's study together. Because a chapter a day keeps ignorance away. I'm sure you don't like ignorance, so why not pick up a book? All right, I'll talk to you soon. Hi guys, I'm back. I think I took about 30 minutes. I think I took about 30 minutes for this chapter. It was an interesting one and it talks about sex. I'm sure you can deduce what that means from my spelling. So the mystery of sex. And Napoleon Hill says sex desire is the most powerful of human desires. So, man has the same desire to please woman that he had before the dawn of civilization. The only thing that has changed is his method of pleasing. Men who accumulate large fortunes and attain to great heights of power and fame do so mainly to satisfy their desire to please women. Anyways, let me just summarize what this chapter means. I think from what I've learned, Napoleon Hill tries to say that particularly if you're a man, okay, and you want to be rich, you want to be wealthy, you want to be successful, there is, you know, there is this energy that you gain or you acquire when you are with the right woman. Okay, because according to Napoleon Hill, if you remove wealth, if you remove, the desire for wealth, I mean, okay, if you remove women, let's say we remove women, we transport all the women in this world to another planet, okay, and we leave the men on earth, most men will not have the desire to be wealthy. Because according to Napoleon Hill, most men, they desire to be wealthy to please women. That's what Napoleon Hill says. So the summary of it all is that if you desire to be rich, to be successful as a man, particularly as a man, the right woman in your life can change the course of everything. So Napoleon Hill says a woman can either make you or break you. So you need to be strategic in your relationship, in you desiring to spend the rest of your life with, someone, okay? Because that woman would either be the one to lead you up through the ladder of success or bring you down, okay? So it says the woman who understands man's nature and tactfully caters to it need have no fear of competition from other women. Men may be giants with indomitable willpower when dealing with other men, but they are easily managed by the women of their choice. Okay, so that's just the summary of it all. Okay, if according to Napoleon Hill, if you mix love and sex and romance, in your marriage, if these three are, going together, you know, it can, make it better. It can make your marriage better. But if one of these three factors are missing, it will not lead to a happy marriage. Because according to Napoleon Hill, love is spiritual while sex is biological. Oh, I said it. Marriage is not blessed with the eternal affinity of love, properly balanced and proportioned with sex, cannot be happy once and seldom endure. Just like I said. So, it is a very old saying that a man's wife may either make him or break him, but the reason is not always understood. The making and breaking is the result of the wife's understanding or lack of understanding of the emotions of love, sex, and romance. Okay, so yeah, so that's just the summary of it all. Napoleon Hill says that these three factors: love, sex, romance. They 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 they, they give you this energy. Okay, they can give you this energy, this bubbling energy, to be able to desire for more. Just like I told you before, that if you remove, according to Napoleon Hill, if you remove all the women from planet Earth and you move them to planet Mars, and you leave only men in planet Earth, most men will not desire to be wealthy. That's what he says. And I think I agree with him. I think I agree with him because most men actually desire to be wealthy to show off, you know, to please women. I don't know if you get it, but anyways, leave your comments. If you've got questions, share your questions. We'll trash them when, we'll take care of them when next we come back. All right. Thank you guys for doing this with me. It was an amazing, interesting chapter today. I must tell you. I was just highlighting. All right, guys. Like I told you, this book is good. So much insight, so much knowledge, and it's free. Mm. At a, even if it's not free, but at a lower price. So why not get it? Thank you so much, guys. It's day 60, and I'm so glad to be doing this with you. God bless you all. Take care. God be with you. God bless you. And do not forget, your mind is formidable.